The following is a presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. Well, hello and good evening. It is Thursday, March 30th, 2023. I'm your host, Jason Strayhorn, along with my co-host, Otis Wiley and Jehuu Caulcrick. This is Sparta. Welcome to today's show, and thank you for watching live. If that's what you're doing, please sure to post your questions in the chat. We'll take a look at them and answer some of them as we continue along today. And, be sure to hit the subscribe and the like button. We got some good subscribers coming today. We want to continue that momentum. We need that mojo going into that spring push here for the spring game. And don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. And this is how to do that. Thanks for tuning in to This is Sparta MSU. Interested in hearing more from us? Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even TikTok. Click on the link in the bio to head to our link tree for more information. Help us grow our following by hitting the like and subscribe buttons. Tell your friends and family to do the same. Have an idea for a future episode? Let us know in the comments section below. And now, back to the show. Well, fellas, a pleasant good evening to you guys. Otis, me and you, we got our Spartan green on in the background. You got that Spartan.
Boy, that boy be stunting on your daddy, boy.
Jacket.
Stunting on your daddy, boy.
God,
man. Look, always just got to be like,
Man, where you at, man?
His face is moisturized.
Moisturized. Now you see don't say it ain't glistening because you know it is.
You see that watch?
Boy, that boy crisp collar, boy. You got that straight out the dry clean. Look at you. I feel you.
You somewhere downtown somewhere.
I'm at the DAC, the Detroit Athletic Club.
Oh,
They let you in?
They let me in. We in here. We here.
That's what's up, brother.
Love it, man. Hey, man, listen. Before we got a nice show here in front of everybody. So, we're gonna get into it, talking about some of our new recruits in basketball who were at the McDonald's All-American game. Jeremy Fears had 4 assists in the ball game, guys. Let's look at some of the highlights here.
Hey, what was I right when I was telling you guys about Jeremy Fears? Was I right?
Because he's a guy. He's
a floor general.
He's from your neighborhood.
No, he ain't. From my neighborhood.
He's from your neighborhood. You want to claim him like he is?
No, look, this is a good indication of Izzo recruited guard. Like Izzo, he has a DNA in those guards, man. So you can see the floor. I'm excited to get him in there and get some hope. Man, I'm hoping Ty decides to come back because that's going to be a good mentor-mentee
Otis,
type
I don't
deal.
want to cut you off him. You see what Trevor just said?
He was rocking Grandpappy's curtains. Get him.
Haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate because y'all can't pull it off. Y'all can't pull it off.
He knew we was coming, bummy. He's like, "Oh, y'all can't get in the club. Look like that."
Y'all can't pull off the Paisley, the old Prince Paisley.
Right, Pink Paisley is what we're looking at right now for those on the podcast.
What's your shoe game look though? I just want to know how you did the shoe game. Is it
how you coordinate?
Is it smooth?
So you got okay. So you hear white,
Let's see if
red pants, the red pants.
The red boys.
Yeah, and then you got to stick it down with the.
Hey, you can't lift that leg. You can't lift that leg.
You gotta get that leg up there like Spice Adams, dog. You know that flexibility. You know,
you got to you got to round it off with the brown with the brown shoe.
See your leg. Hey, your leg. Just your leg. Your leg was going up.
You got stuck right there. Red pants.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Good.
God bless.
I love you, Choo Choo.
We
love
you. We love it.
That man went from Ricks to Gigolo.
Choo Choo Boo Boo. Cleaning in the board of health. Yes, he is.
Thank you.
Talk to him. Hey, last show, Otis, you surprised us. You asked us a question about Bronny, and we didn't see Bronny, LeBron James' son, in this dunk contest. So we're going to see a little bit of that right now. What we got here, guys?
Man, listen. This guy has it. Look, he's got more pressure because there's more social media back there with LeBron. But look at that. Woo. Oh man. Look, you see his
mama now. Sister
gave him a 9. His little sister gave him a 9. Do you see oh gosh. Look, they're giving him 9.
You know the thing about it is he's not like that. He's 6'2". He's not that tall for a dunker, so it makes it look even better than what the dunk is. And he did something that his daddy couldn't do, is perform in a dunk contest.
Ooh. Is that a challenge to the king?
The king never did it.
I mean, I guess it's still time. Oh man,
time.
That looked like some James DNA right there.
All right, man. Look, everybody's just waiting on what he gonna do. What you think he gonna do?
Why is Ronald McDonald in the judges section?
Yes, I haven't seen Ronald McDonald in a long time.
Yo, you guys are taking this show to the next level, right? This show is off the Richter straight. You got to put this thing back on. Get this train back on the track, Stray.
No, there's nothing wrong with this, man. We just looking at, hey, these the future of the NBA. I know he wants to play with his dad too. That's the plan. There's little bro.
Here's Max. Yeah, little bro.
His little bro taller than him.
6'5", 6'6". Yeah,
6'6".
Yeah.
So do you think so? What do you think? I know LeVar Ball came out and said he should play in the Australian basketball league next year instead of going to college. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Hey, that's what I was talking about. I was saying, what do you guys think he is going to do? I feel like you said Duke. That when Coach K was there, I think he would have automatically went to Duke, in my opinion. But it would be great if he said, "Hey, I'm gonna go to Ohio State," where my dad probably would love to go to Ohio State. Obviously, he's honorary alum, right? I think that's a good spot for him. The way Ohio State showed up in the late in the tournament for the Big Ten Conference tournament.
Right here, but go ahead.
But I think it's really the way it's paid for him, meaning he's a hard worker. It's not going to be given to him. But I don't know if he would just say, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna do that G League real quick and then go." But I don't know. What you think, is it, Choo?
So my question to you guys is this: I think overall he's one and done anyways. So he might as well. He's making money. He already in NIL. He might as well go somewhere, get the structure of the professional level, coached by a pro, treated practices like a pro. So I don't think college is the route for him. But my question to you guys is this: this fast forward 3-4 years back before they changed the rule, do you think he is a lottery pick right now based on skill, not just off his name, but based off his skills and everything? Do you think he's like the Kevin Garnett's, the Kobe Bryant's that can just jump to the next level and play right away?
Ooh, that's
you said play right away versus a lot.
Kobe came in and played right away.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett came in and played right away. When
they came in and did more than just play. They excelled. I won't say dominate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like back in the day, if you were a high school player and you entered the draft, you were a guy that was going to go in and be an automatic impact for your team. Do you think if that rule was still in place, Bronny James could be an impact in the NBA right now?
I guess the story, like fast forward, or let's rewind back to, remember Anthony Simmons, right? Going to IMG. And like, it was, to me, I thought it was a surprise when he decided he was going to the league, enter his name into the draft after IMG. And I feel like Bronny has that, but I honestly, it's a tough battle for you to decide, hey, I want to experience college, or my goal is to get to the league. So to your point, the best traction or best journey to get there is to go that route is pro. Like, and I think from a scale standpoint, he's now proven a lot of doubters wrong that, at first they were saying he's not even a G League guy, but I feel like now I think he can contribute to the way the game is now. Bronny fits in the game and lottery pick.
You say he fits in the game like with a lot. Like, let me tell you this now.
You saying like Penny Hardaway going like, well, you talking about like going straight and being a franchise guy? Like, no, I don't think he's that.
So you don't think he's going to be? You don't think he'll be a first round pick then?
Hold on. See, wait. You saying lottery versus first round? I do think he's a first round pick.
Do you think he's a lottery pick?
Do you think no lottery?
Okay, so then if you come from high school, like those guys that came from high school were lottery picks. Kobe was a lottery pick. Kevin Garnett was a lottery pick. All those guys. Like I'm just saying, like, so I don't think his game is ready for the next level right now. I don't think his game is ready to be checked by Draymond Green of men in this game, because when they're checking you down there with those elbows in the small of your back, that shit hurts.
Hey, look, shoot, this is one thing that's for sure, right? Like now, going through the growing pains that everyone goes through when they level up, and that's going from high school to college to the NFL or NBA. There's always an adjustment period that you have to go through. When you live in the same house as the greatest player of all time, arguably the NBA scoring leader of all time, I think he's going to have the Cliff Notes, the cheat sheet, the Reader's Digest version of that development, that progression that you need to go through. So you hear, I've heard LeBron time and time again, and I don't think LeBron's blowing smoke when he says, like, look, he knows his son. And he's going to be honest. He doesn't want to set his son up for failure. And he says, like, these dudes out here in the NBA are trash compared to where he's at right now. And I'm not saying the elite. You keep comparing them to the elite of the elite. Now, can he play? And, they're trying to work out a deal where he can play with his dad. Him playing with LeBron, with the Lakers, or wherever he would end up, I think he'll be able to contribute. I don't know if he'd be a superstar, but he can absolutely contribute in the NBA level, in my opinion.
You see, I say that's so nepotism there. You look at that, and Cal's right. MJ's son, Shaquille O'Neal's
not
son.
Even close. Not even close.
Not even
close.
Like Shaq's son, no, because he's living. Close. He's getting the blueprint of those greats, those Hall of Famers. But at the end of the day, it still comes down to skills, the will, the desire, all that stuff. I don't think he has it right now. I think he needs to develop. He needs to get bigger. He needs to get stronger. He needs to get faster. He needs 3 years before he can be a top.
3?
Yes.
Whoa. Oh, man. Hey, you know what?
If he was not okay. So then let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question. If you watch that kid, and his name was Brian Johnson, would you say he's ready to play in the NBA right now?
No.
His name wasn't Brian.
You know why? James. You know why? Because I would say, like, he doesn't. Unless he was getting coached up by LeBron every day. Like, LeBron is different.
If he went to
LeBron's
Sierra
different than Shaquille and MJ, in my opinion, because MJ with his son, they didn't. You saw MJ's son. I think he was at Illinois. Remember him playing at Illinois?
Yeah.
I mean, he walked on at Illinois. Not even that. It's not the same player. And Shaquille O'Neal's son. I mean, it's not. They're not the same. Bronny is a little bit better, and there is more of a hand holding, if you will, from LeBron's standpoint. Now, I don't think that he can come out right now. I mean, he can't because the rules say so, and he needs a year, right? 1 year,
right?
1 year.
Listen,
not three.
You, son?
One.
I know, right?
Jehuu, son. Hey, we gonna talk about Jehuu, son, in a minute. Don't worry about that.
So what I would say is this: then, what LeBron needs to do is take his son. He needs to go on that LeVar Ball method. He needs to take his son, take him out of the limelight, take him over, and just train him, and say, "You're gonna sit a year out. You're gonna get the best trainer, the best nutritionist. You're gonna put some weight on. You're gonna put some athleticism. You work on your skills.
That now,
and then go
getting that. He been having that. Dog.
Not to that level.
He has
that
he
level.
has
He needs to go
that.
into he's at a school where he can go with girls just distracting him, everything like that. He needs to go away. He needs to go away. He needs to go to like a Rocky camp, like in Rocky IV.
Girls, you said girls distracting him?
Yeah, he needs to go to Rocky IV.
Listen,
he got to go to Siberia?
Yes.
Okay.
That man has had that type of level of training from jump, dog.
Yeah, and he's not ready. He's at that type, and he's not ready right now.
He ready, dog.
He's not ready.
He will be. Well, the jury's still out. We'll see. You know, LeBron spends $1 million on his body per our crack research team in the back here, just like a Kardashian. So, how much does Bronny get to spend on his body? Can you get us to answer that one? But
probably more at times too, bro. Like this.
Yeah,
that man has a ceiling. He has a ceiling. They'll get that man ready.
Yeah. So look, talking about NBA talent, let's talk about some Michigan State NBA guys. Xavier Tillman of the Memphis Grizzlies has a career high 20 points and 9 boards, guys.
Imagine Bronny James going against this guy.
Not a guard.
Right.
So imagine him driving, and then he got Big Till going in
Bronny
there. And Dad's on the court.
Rim level guard, bro.
Yes.
He's athletic. He's athletic.
I saw him play a year ago. He's much better.
Much better. Absolutely.
Now than he was.
You saw what Amari Bailey was doing in UCLA. Like, they on the same squad.
Amari was on the court with them.
Squad.
I can't believe Amari how good he is, man.
Yes, at UCLA.
Bro, I'm not listening.
At UCLA, not in the NBA.
Basketball.
At UCLA, not in the NBA.
What you got against Brian?
I don't. I think he needs to go to college and develop.
Yeah, we agree.
No, we're talking about playing in the league like right away.
Oh no,
that's what we're talking about.
He
ain't ready. He's not ready.
That don't mean he get drafted and get that bread, and then he'll be ready.
He'll be ready.
Anywho,
yeah, man.
Good grats, Xavier Tillman. But Jaren Jackson had a day too. So he had 19. Like they both was like equally balling, right? And you got John Morant that's back. You see they kind of got the chemistry back. And you saw Memphis was electric, man. Watching that game. It was a good one.
You know what? The Memphis there, shout out to Tillman. You know, that's a player, you know, like I love seeing the maturation process of Xavier Tillman. And now that he gets to live out the fruits of his laurel, you know, came to college and everyone knew the story about him at Michigan State, had the kid, you know, and took the next step to support his family and everything like that. That's so awesome. And then Jaren Jackson in there. But I'm telling you, Memphis Grizzly, that's a team right there. As much as I love Day-Day, Draymond Green, I love Draymond, but that's building up to be a nice rivalry between the two of them.
Dougie Fresh said that does that jacket come with some haterade on?
I'm just asking Dougie. Ask Doug. Doug, put this on there. Answer this question right now. So it'll be archived and everything. You think Bronny James is ready for the NBA right now? Yes or no?
Today. Hey, you know what? While he answers that question, we'll talk about your son, Nathan Carter, from Michigan State. By way of UConn by way of Western New York.
Yes.
The home of the garbage plate.
Dub.
Let's look at a video right now, Nathan, talking about Michigan and Michigan State.
Man, just looking forward to seeing all the fans. I think it's like 85, 90,000 people. My about the right number, so I've never seen that many. About 80,000. So yeah, it's been great just being able to be a part of this culture. Be a part of this team. And the fact that it's so connected, and I can come back here years from now and still be a Spartan Dawg, be part of this family. Which is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So it's a blessing to be here, and I'm just excited for the season. Excited to perform for the fans and to help grow this team so we can get our goal accomplished, which is ultimately to win a championship.
Yeah, when you're around here, that's how everyone says it. We never name that team down the road, So it's just the way it is here, And like I said, I have some obviously they're the ones that when I was at Connecticut that put me out for the year. So I got a little chip on my shoulder when we played them. So it'll be fun to get a little get back when that time comes. But obviously, you worry from game to game, we go from there. So.
Mature young man. He gets it.
I would like to get some old footage of Jehuu and how he did his interviews to see if
it is. I will tell you, zero. Zero. This kid is at a next level. This kid is going to be a kid that I'm telling you guys, you will be coming back to him and be like, wow, he's a stud. Just listen to him. He already has that chip on his shoulder about that school down the road. He legitimately has
personal
bad blood against them because of what, he said in the video there. So it's already there. So, I'm excited for this kid. I think this kid's going to be the guy that's going to help expand that offense for Michigan State. He's going to be the one that's going to get those tough yards. He's not going to be a sexy player. So if you Spartan Nation out there thinking about, this guy's going to be a sexy player, going to make those splash home run plays. He's going to get those tough yards. He's going to be that guy that's going to, on 3rd and 1, he's going to get that first down. On, 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal, he's going to get that touchdown. He's going to be that guy. And at the end of the day, he's going to have that arsenal in him there. He's going to run you over. And then when he breaks loose, that one time, that safety braces for a run over, he's going to make a move on him and make Spartan Stadium go, ooh, I'll tell you about it.
Is that a fact? We're going to do it. We're going to see this. Okay.
I mean, look, he is immediately stepped on campus, and it almost feels like has taken the leadership role. Like, listen, we don't have a vocal leader, and I see more of Nate Carter speaking than the other. We're highlighting him, but he's talking with he's been here already for 2 years. Right? He's talking like that. Where I think to that point of his character of you saw he went to South Africa during spring break. And I'm an alum of that trip, right? And so I already know the experience he went through going over there and serving and going into Soweto and walking the streets of Nelson Mandela. And so going through that, his girlfriend got baptized over there. This dude he's a whole guy, right? And I think that's where, too, I see where you're saying this dude that transfers over to the field. He's a guy that's off the field, on the field, the same guy.
Exactly.
And so he's going to truly change the demographic in the trajectory of our running back room.
So Otis, you said that point there, and I'm looking at the big picture there. You're talking about character. Character gets you a long ways. Character gets you a long ways on the field with your on-field play. What you do off the field, that all coming. I don't know our listeners if believe in a higher power or anything like that, but I do, and I know Nate Carter is on the right track to being a successful student athlete at Michigan State. He's on the right path, and like you said, you don't hear many. You had a running back that was here last year. He's not talking much right now. Nate Carter has stepped in that role of that leader in the running backs room there right now. So I'm all in on Nate Carter. I'm all in. And you call me biased, call me anything like that. I'm all in on Nate Carter. Pete, what did Doug say? What was Doug's answer?
What's the difference between him and LaMelo? Great point. That's a great point.
LaMelo was ready for the next level. LaMelo was more
okay.
He was more explosive.
More explosive.
Yes.
But he also went over. He did the route of going overseas, right?
He did the route. He didn't go to college. He didn't go to college. He had all that, everything like that. Yes.
I don't know. I don't know what we're even arguing about here or having a friendly debate, because you keep talking about like ready now. We're saying he'll be ready next year. Like the rules allow him to be.
I understand.
Next year, not now. So I mean,
but the question that you guys failed to answer was, I said, if the rules were back like 4 years ago when a player could leave, would he be ready to play in the NBA? And you guys said yes. If Aunt Sally had balls, she'd be Uncle Bill.
Yeah. Or maybe not. This is 2023, so we're going to keep it moving with that one. I don't know. Like, look, Marquise out of Flint had a state championship. Otis,
man, yeah, it was. I was trying to get out there, man, to go support, but obviously I was stuck in the house sick a little bit. So, it's a story of like coming from Flint. Like it was playing hoops, and Marquise was that dude as well. Like, we had one of our big bros in Kelvin Tober, but that whole like 5-year span of that age, man, like we had some ballers, and Marquise could have went anywhere in the country. And he went to Michigan State to play for Izzo, but the journey of trying to win one in the high school and like Michigan State high school basketball playoffs, like trying to win a state championship, and then going to Michigan State, winning some championships, and then also now coaching at your alma mater that taking them to the promised land. And this is what look at this story, just a few things that came up, just telling the story about Marquise Gray's journey, but also the redemption of getting in there and leading these young men from Flint in a state championship.
And welcome back. During his playing career, Marquise Gray was seen as the savior of Beecher basketball. The team hadn't won a state championship since 1987. The 6'9" forward carried that weight on his broad shoulders. Quees made it to the state finals in 2003, but fell short. Fast forward 20 years later, and Gray has fulfilled his promise to Bucktown.
It don't sink in because in my mind, I'm still young, slim, it can still dunk on people Quees. But the reality is that I can't physically impose my will on the game.
Hey, listen, we gotta go take it. They're not gonna give it to them.
No matter how much I want to, I have to teach my players now how to do that. And that's the hard part.
In each of his first 2 seasons as Beecher's head coach, former Spartan Marquise Gray has guided his team to the Breslin for the state tournament. This season, Gray finally got to hold the D3 state championship trophy, a moment over 30 years in the making.
How many people sacrificed for me to be in this moment? From my 2 older brothers, Keenan and Quentin Gray, to my mother, Rebecca Gray, to my wife, Cecily, to the Beecher community, to one of my assistant coaches, who's my girls' head coaches, Coach Spencer Eason. Just grateful, man. Grateful that you put in the work for something and it finally happens, and this big burst of emotion it just comes out. I got to give love and a shout out to Mike Williams, because even though he's not here, I still talk to him often, and he still guides and mentors me, and so he doesn't have to do that.
All year long, Gray has been drilling into his team. Be ready for your championship moment. Robert Lee Jr. grabbed the bull by the horns against St. Francis. 29 points, 11 rebounds, and ends his career as a 2-time state champion.
I felt like we couldn't let the game slip out our hands. We had to keep playing hard, and eventually, we just gonna get the outcome that we got.
And he's a kid that I would give my right arm for. If my daughter grows up and dates a guy like Robert Lee, I'll be happy. He's a great kid. He does everything the right way. He doesn't take shortcuts. He never makes excuses for anything. He just keeps his head down and continue to work.
Rob wasn't alone.
Yeah, so I just wanted to showcase that story, man. It's a good, follow it, search it. But, one Spartan Dawg. We obviously went to school with Queese when he was here. Just good to see someone obviously winning lives for these young men.
Yeah, Otis, you're 100% right. I remember being at Michigan State and when Queese came in and just seeing his highlights, seeing everything like that. I was like, wow, this dude's a stud. This dude's absolutely stud. And I understand to a degree, the battle and everything like that happened, with him. He didn't win a state title as a player in high school. When I was in high school, we went to 4 straight state championships and lost 4 straight state titles in a row. And we're the Buffalo Bills of high school football in Buffalo, New York. But, after that, I had the opportunity to go back, and I was a head coach back in my hometown area there. And that was one of the things. It's like chasing that high school state title, because that's something special that nobody can take away from you. And I was never fortunate enough to get that high school state title like Marquise Gray was able to. And I'm just so happy, so proud of the fact that, after what he did at Michigan State, he took his talents back to mentor these young men, and give them something that no one can take away from them.
Well said, guys. I mean, winning, personal accolades only go so deep and only so far, but coming back and mentoring those youth like he's doing and being able to take it all the way to the state championship level as a coach will live on for generations to come with those young men and their families forever. So, I mean, yes. I'm not crying. You're crying. That was accurate there, Rolando. I saw that. That was very.
Who's
emotional.
cutting onions? Who's cutting onions?
Exactly. It's one of those moments right there. We've got more to talk about in the coming segments. We're gonna have a little fun with Jehuu after this message from our friends over at IHOP.
Introducing new sweet and savory crepes. Whether you like the flavor of cinnamon bun after sunset, or prefer to wake up to a little eggs and bacon. Day or night, it's always time for crepes. For a limited time, buy one, get one free, with 5 flavors that are delicious any time of day. Only from IHOP. Download the app and earn free food with every order.
Okay, by a show of hands, how many people are football fans that are following and watching this show? How many people like the NFL? Yeah, Otis, we kind of like it. How many of you can name every head coach of every team currently in the NFL if we put up a picture? Because what we're going to do right now is see if Jehuu, who is Mr. NFL PA, can do exactly that. So what we're going to do is pull up the picture, Mr. NFL PA, of this is the meeting here, the NFL owners meeting that happened on Tuesday, I believe, this week, a couple days ago. And we're going to go from left to right there, starting in the back row, and see if Jehuu can name that coach.
All right, I can skip over and then come back, right?
Sure.
Okay.
See what you can do here.
So in the back row, starting left to right, the dude in the Aviators, my guy, got his start at Michigan State as a GA. He was a coach on the coaching staff when I was with the Jets. And he has a way to my heart because at the owners' meeting, there was a thing that came out that said he was the first coach at 11:30 a.m. to crack open a beer. Brian Daboll.
Of what team?
The New York Giants.
Football Giants. So that's number 2 there. The guy, the tall guy with all the hair. Number 2.
All right, so
tall,
let's go.
short guy with bald head, right?
Let's go down. Let's go down sitting down. We're gonna start with the Buffalo Bills coach Sean McDermott.
Okay.
All right, and then let's skip the next guy. Let's go to the Green Bay Packers coach.
Name.
Matt LaFleur.
There we go. All right.
And then let's go to Mr. Too Cool for School, Sean McVay. Welcome back to the league, Sean Payton. And then in there, everyone's favorite, I just lost his name, the coach of the Commanders, Ron Rivera. All right. And everyone loves Big Red.
Hey, why Big Red sit like that?
Look at why he's sitting like that. He sit like he's taking those bowl game pictures. Those bowl game pictures, Otis? So you can put your hands on your knees. All right.
I mean, and he's got the chip.
Hands on your knees.
We got Bill Belichick.
That's easy.
We got Harbaugh. We got Pete Carroll. We got let's skip the dude with the blazer. I know him. Let's go to the Dolphins head coach. Yeah, the blazer next to Pete Carroll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Am I right? Pete Carroll's
got it.
left.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. That's my bad.
We have the Dolphins head coach there. You made me lose his name. All right, let's skip and let's go to
McDaniel.
Yeah,
Mike
McDaniel. Let's go to Mike McCarthy. Let's go to D'Amico Ryans. Let's go to Frank Wright up top. Damn, we got some coaches here, boy. Let's skip over 3. Let's go to Michigan State's Robert Saleh, who was a GA there when I was at Michigan State. Let's skip over old boy here. Let's go to Detroit's
boy over here.
Let's skip over old boy.
Let's go to Detroit's Dan Campbell, Motor City Dan. Damn, who's that brother there? Oh, Mike Tomlin.
Come on.
Let's go to Mike Tomlin.
No, that's not Mike.
No, to the left of the I skipped the brother.
Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah. The D coordinator.
Who's that brother?
Yeah, the D coordinator. Who has no facial expressions. He used to coach the Jets. Damn, how does his name slip my mind?
TB.
Todd Bowles.
There we go.
And then let's go to Mike Tomlin.
Did Mike Tomlin's fro just disappear that quick, man? Like,
yeah, he shaved it off. Must have.
Yeah. That boy got hair. He's not like you, Otis. He can grow hair. All right. So let's go to old boy there. Let's go to Arthur Smith next to Mike Tomlin. Let's go to Kyle Shanahan. I already said Matt LaFleur.
Hey,
Payne.
That's pretty good, man.
To the left there.
You got it. You got it. Cleveland Browns. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's real good. That's very good. Cleveland Browns, Stefanski.
Stefanski, yeah. I like Stefanski too.
Yeah, his dad's.
I missed a couple of them.
Yeah,
I missed a couple of them.
Put that brother there and skip old boy.
Who is that brother that we skipped? Oh yeah, Todd Bowles. Yeah.
Well, you said Todd Bowles. So who's the favorite coach? The pose of all the coaches. Like, who has the best posture and look right now? Swag, all that.
I would say it's either it's Sean McDermott, far left, sitting there, because he's like, I don't give a. And he's there. Like, he's there to kick it. And Brian Daboll's waiting to crack open that next beer. And Andy Reid is not it.
He likes to draw mustaches on his teammates, or his players' faces when they're sleeping, according to the commercials.
But I give Frank Wright some credit though. Like, there's a lot of people that's trying to go to Carolina right now.
Man,
yeah,
they're loading up over there.
They are.
Hey, hats off to you, Chew. That was good. Put you on the spot. You came out with flying colors, man. I wonder how our listeners fared, honestly. And I know Dougie is going to say, hey, I did it all. 600 for I'll skip old boy. 600. That's old boy. Who's that brother? Hilarious. I mean, Choo Choo's one of a kind. Guys, we want to bring up article that came out recently. Mike Gundy. If you guys don't know who Mike Gundy is,
the legendary mullet, baby.
The legendary mullet. And you know, here his thought is, Otis, that in order to curb the transfer portal and all that and settle it down, that players need to be able to sign contracts for their scholarship. So a 1-year deal, a 2-year deal, or a 4-year deal. What do you guys think about this option? Because he thinks that's going to cut down on the ability for guys to move in and out and leave, the school that they're currently in.
I say, and by the way, Mike Gundy's Elijah Collins' new coach now from Spartan.
Yes, he is.
I say this, if you want to lock down players to deals, coaches, you stay. You can't leave. If you get a better offer somewhere, you got to stay.
It's
you can't lock down a player and then you pick up and leave for a better offer. What sense does that make?
Oh, so you're locking the coach down too.
You have to. If you want to lock down the players, you got to be locked down as well. If you leave, you got to pay a fine. And the other school that hires you can't pay your fine as your buyout clause. You have to take it.
Like it's getting to that point. Like it's to that point where business it needs to be a business decision.
Exactly.
Transition. This is the Wild Wild West. We keep hearing Wild Wild West. It is going to get even worse. But if we got to make sure, remember when they used to come around and make us sign that little paper sometimes, right? You serve practice hours, but I think year to year until I don't know how many years ago where, the Big Ten worked on getting that 4-year guarantee and your scholarship where it wasn't the sending guys behind in transferring. There was no issues where you had to be academically eligible to then transfer, or you have to sit out, right? So now it's hey, I'm hitting the transfer portal and you're able to go anytime. So able to control the numbers. It's really the numbers game. It's leaving these coaches out to dry where guys are just picking up and leaving after that 1 year, not serving the purpose of at least going 1 year.
Yeah,
well, go ahead.
No, I get what you're saying, Otis. You say leaving the coaches out to dry, but a lot of the times before even the transfer portal and stuff, that these coaches were leaving these players out to dry because before, when we were there, before a coach could pick up and leave, and if we transferred, we had to sit out a year. Now it's not that. These coaches need some type of repercussions as well.
Guys, what about the elephant in the room here? Because we're talking about players deciding to leave and coaches deciding to leave. The reality of today's college football or basketball in some cases is that coaches are telling guys to get in the portal and get out of here. That's the reality. So in this article, when you read this article, if you would like, we'll put it up on our socials so you can see it. He talks about it if a player says, hey, I can't play here, well, I'm good enough to sign another. Well, it's in later in the article. It's another part. He says, I'm not good enough to play here. I want to go to this school. I sign off and let him go or whatever reason, but that's the only way they're going to be able to manage numbers, in my opinion. Well, that right there, if you really get into the nitty-gritty of that statement, a lot of players are being in what we would call in the NFL released from their scholarship. So I think that, this is progress and it's movement in the right direction, but it doesn't solve everything unless they somehow mitigate that, because some players are being asked to leave and then they have nowhere to go afterwards.
Yeah, I think before, back when we played, there was those exit interviews at the end of the season where you go and you re-sign your scholarship, and sometimes you'll have a locker mate that doesn't come back, doesn't get his scholarship re-signed. So I just think there's so much coaches are now getting fearful of their jobs because the players now are starting to have control of their destiny and their decisions and everything like that, because the players are now be like, you know what, this isn't for me, I'm going to leave. And these coaches are like, well, I brought this guy here because I thought I was going to win when he was a 4 or 5-star guy. And the alumni are going to love me for signing this guy because he's a 4 or 5-star guy. And it's not going to be anything on me. At the end of the day, it's going to be on the kid. The kid was a bust. But at the end of the day, it was not the kid was a bust. The kid was not in the right position to be successful in your program. So instead of the coach saying, this, it was on me, this guy wasn't for me, he's going to put it on the kid for transferring. And that's what the coaches are starting to do right now.
Shameful. I don't know what the answer is here, guys, but if you don't know who Mike Gundy is, maybe you can remember this particular quote right here when he talked about he's a man, he's 40.
Where are we at in society today? Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid. Write something about me or our coaches. Don't write about a kid that does everything right, that's heart's broken, and then say that the coaches said he was scared. That ain't true. And then to say that we made that decision because Donovan Woods, because he threatened to transfer, that's not true. So get your facts straight. And I hope someday you have a child and somebody downgrades them and belittles them, and you have to look them in the eye and say, you know what? It's okay. They're supposed to be mature adults, but they're really not. Who's the kid here? Who's the kid here? Are you kidding me? That's all I got to say. Makes me want it.
I don't know if you guys remember this.
I do remember it.
Yeah. Hey, man, that was hilarious of Mike Gundy. But you brought up a point there, iconic presser. Oh, you brought up a point there, Chu, when you said we had players that had, you had to sign a scholarship to move on, and sometimes you're, a guy in your locker, your row might not come back. In your era, what would guys be doing? Would they be asked to leave, or would they just take the medical? Because in my era, that's what it was. Guys didn't quite hack it. They got a medical, so they still were able to finish their classes on campus. But now they had to go.
These dudes, I remember specifically, Coach Smith calling people in his locker room saying, "I'll do the Otis." Well, Michigan State isn't for you.
Whoa.
Yeah, and guys are gone. And that was the harsh reality that people didn't realize. People at that time thought when they committed to go to play at a Division I college, they were there for 4 years. At that time, it was a year-to-year contract. It was a year-to-year scholarship. If you didn't perform or you weren't showing any level of potential, you could fit into their system, you could fit into their scheme, you're going to get bigger, stronger, faster. They just simply said, hey, you'll be better served somewhere else. And, if you need help finding a new home, we'll write you a letter of recommendation kind of stuff.
Ooh. You remember that, man? That's rough.
It is rough, man. It's rough. I feel like there is no room for error. You cannot, you have to follow the rules. You need to go to class. You need to be academically sound, because drop off and get shipped off quick if you want to. Right. Back then you able to I'm gonna groom him, I'm gonna mentor him, get him right. No, we ain't got time for you to get right. You got to be here and be right on it. Be about your business, because anything that's gonna be in a disadvantage is not doing the right things. And I think that's where we're getting guys in here that's ready and they're professionally ready.
Straight. When I was out in LA, we went to dinner with me and Flo, went with Steven Reeves. Yeah. Steven Reeves, great player at Michigan State. He came in from a great lineage. His dad played at Florida. His brother's a coach, everything like that. Highly touted quarterback. He didn't cut the mold. He didn't fit the system. He was asked to leave. He was asked to transfer out of Michigan State. And he ended up going to Ole Miss and having success there. But, that's just how it goes. Coaches, they want to.
I just don't think that a lot of people know that, because there was a time when it transcended. So, because when you talking about Perlis and Saban, in the mid 90s, late 90s, it wasn't the deal. And then somewhere in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, it started becoming like, hey, you got to go. And I remember when Urban Meyer came into the Big Ten, they were bringing this quote unquote SEC mentality in that every year of your scholarship was not guaranteed. And it really changed the landscape of the game, because I think what was happening before Big Ten, if I'm not mistaken, if you could prove that there was a medical issue, then that scholarship that you were still paying for didn't count against your roster. But now it does. They don't really care, what the exemption, what the situation is. You only get 85.
They don't really care.
I mean, it's all about the money, right? Apparently. So what's this? If you hit, what's this? Okay, if you watch and hit that like button, or you got to call Smith's office. Well, Dougie, you're not a Spartan.
Well, fellas, they didn't fired me, and
I'm terrible at
John spend all their money.
We got to get John L on the show.
We are that. What do the people think about that?
What, bringing John L?
We got to bring John L on the show.
Yeah, bringing him on. Like, do people want to hear that? Because there's a lot of things people like to hear. And we're going to talk about what people have really, reacted positively to, and we're going to, provide them with those people. So maybe John L is one of those future guests that we can have. I know one thing that everybody reacted positively to, and that was the bill to approve alcohol sales in the stadium. And that just got introduced in the legislature in the state of Michigan. Look at this, guys.
Otis, talk to us,
Talk to him. Nice, huh? This is one, great news. Two, it's an opportunity to now truly, bring that revenue. Let's be real. I'm trying to be like real professional about it. No, it's like revenue. And it's also statistics show that it does control the binging, like the binge drinking on campus. And so I think it's going to be a good, step-by-step process, because there's still some work to do. But, just reading that, everyone's been asking about it, right? Everybody's been asking about it. They go elsewhere to other venues. I think that's when you start going to visiting other campuses, when you're going to see the Spartans play and other venues are doing it and they see success in it. Everyone's asking, man, that will change the environment of the fan engagement of adding that to the elements of our sporting events.
Yeah, and just so everyone remembers, so everyone understands that this is Sparta MSU podcast broke the potential news here first. So when you're going around telling your friends and everything like that, remember where you heard the hints about it first. But to Otis's point, I think it's a very good thing. It controls, a senior in college, someone in college. You don't have to sit in the parking lot of Spartan Stadium and chug a pint, chug a fifth, just so you can come into the game. And
you're basically telling your routine.
No, I've only tailgated a few times in my life.
He's a Spartan, and that's what Spartans have been required to do for years.
But that's what kids do, But like, we go to different sides, and especially this year, doing sideline, you're sitting at Maryland, you see a guy and his kid, and he's drinking a beer, minding his business. It's not harming anybody. It's a good culture and everything like that. So I think this is something good for Michigan State, and I think it's going to reduce a lot of problems, and also it's going to drive revenue. At the end of the day, it's a what have you done for me lately business, and we have to bring revenue in. We have to bring sponsorship in. We have to keep up with the Joneses. If we want to continue to do that, these are the steps that's necessary. Don't act like you've never chugged a fifth before. You guys acting like I'm the crazy one. Relax.
Never chugged a fifth.
Yeah.
Hey, look, they're saying that it will be limited to 1 hour before the game and a half hour after the game, which if that passes, because they have a lot of support in this particular bill that's being introduced from the bar owners, which kind of blocked it the last time. The bar owners are in agreement that it's not going to be, there's a certain amount of days allotted for each sport or each season. And 1 hour before the game and a half hour after? Because there's been stadiums that I've been to, we've all been to, where somewhere around the fourth quarter, like midway through the fourth quarter, they stop.
That's how NFL stadiums are like that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, so this one would be actually a little bit nicer, in a way. But the bars are on board. The Governor Whitmer said that being for a night game, it makes her a little nervous. She said that normally, and she's a Spartan, right? That she would think of this as a great thing, but her prosecutor, she's looking through her prosecutor's eyes. This makes her a little nervous. But if the bill comes to her desk, and I quote, she'll sign it. So
wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey,
at night game, you don't got to go so hard in the parking lot. You can still get it in there.
Yeah. You got time. You definitely have time. So that's something we can look forward to, and it'll make everybody, including Otis and Choo Choo and Stray, happy. Guys, talking about the spring game.
Drink responsibly, too.
Yes, you must drink responsibly. Don't get behind that damn wheel.
You said now.
Please add that. Please disclaimer now. Please drink responsibly.
Right. We got an event coming up for the spring game, right, guys? Put it up. What we got? Spartan Saturday.
This is a good time to be on campus because there's a lot going on. And so if you want to support your equal support, just as much as you go hard for football, you go hard for basketball, go hard for the softball team and the baseball team. And we got some rowing. I mean, we got a new facility in rowing too, which is beautiful, by the way. But great Saturday. Obviously, you have.
Don't forget the 5K.
Don't forget the 5K.
Ray will be leading the stretches.
No, that is you.
He's going to be
spandex. Oh, spandex.
Oh, baby. Hey, I'm in that golf cart. Choo-choo's running.
Stray's going to be leading the troop. This is Sparta MSU. Stray will be leading you to
Stray. I think you need to take the position of Johnny Spirit.
You full
Could
body.
Could you imagine Stray? Yeah. So Saturday, obviously you got the spring game, April 15th. Doors open 12:30, and we'll start around 2:00 for the football begins. But bring your kids. You got some junior Spartan picnics. You got some on-field exclusive access for fans to take some pictures on the field. It's a great day to bring your family and have a good day supporting all the sports. And then look at the Spartans at home. We got the schedule and the time. So look out from our socials. You'll be able to see and keep updated. But if you're on campus, please share the love and go support.
And at that spring game, from the recruiting side of things, we're going to have a special guest at the spring game this year, guys. And, it's going to be David Stone from IMG Academy. He going to be in attendance, man. I mean, he loves it up here. We got a Spartan.
He loves it here.
He loves it
here.
We need some good weather. Come on, baby.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah. Can we get one of those CIA planes to drop something to change the weather around here for the positive? I mean, East Lansing.
What do you guys? Conspiracy theories going on?
Oh man, it's real. Hey, remember the Super Bowl in New York? When it was like, below, freezing, and then it was 70 on game day. Come on, guys.
Yeah, we need one. We need one of them.
We need one of those nice days.
All you Spartan fans out there, this weekend, I don't know why I said Spartan fans, but big weekend in the Caulcrick house. All right. Saturday, WrestleMania, day 1 in LA, SoFi Stadium. Sunday, WrestleMania, day 2. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes comes home and try to take back what his dad couldn't do and win that Universal Heavyweight Championship title on Peacock.
Hey, I mean, do we have wrestling fans following the show? That's what I want to know. Like, can some make comments?
You impressed me too with that.
I'm going to do this. And I'm sure Mama Shrey's listening somewhere. If you're a wrestling fan and you follow This Is Sparta, we have to think of something. I'm going to give away, because WWE SummerSlam is coming to Detroit, Michigan. I'm going to give away. Stray, you're going to come back. O's going to come back. You can go to SummerSlam with the This Is Sparta crew on us. I get us tickets. We will be there. If we got to figure out a way to make this work. So Alicia, get on it. Figure out how we can do this. We're going to give away tickets to WWE SummerSlam if we got This Is Sparta August 5th at Ford Field in Detroit.
Oh, this is going to be epic. This is going to be like, 1990, the what was that? The Hulk Hogan. The suit checks out sounds like true wrestling. You do.
Let's
yes,
get ready to
rumble.
No, but are you guys? I know. I didn't tell you guys about this. I just threw this out there. Are you guys in? If we do,
1,000%.
Yes. SummerSlam, Detroit, Michigan. We'll take people from This Is Sparta to the event.
We even look. Even our crack research team in the back, Tony G is in. Hey man, everybody's in. Yeah, hey, look. To that point, at the spring game, April 15th, we will have a special live show, guys, after the game on Saturday at the Field House, East Lansing. That's where we're going to be. It's going to be a very live event. You're going to have Choo Choo there. He may wear the Paisley coat. He may.
I might have a different outfit.
I'll be there.
I might have
Otis
something for the spring game.
How do you do this?
How you doing
Otis.
that way?
Otis.
That way.
Otis will be there.
Yeah. Like, yes.
These guys will be there. And we're going to have some special players, too. We're going to talk about that in the next coming days. But yeah, I mean, it won't be televised live, so it'll be an opportunity to hang with us, replay, and hear us break everything down live. We can't wait to have a couple of soda pops, some great food with everybody here. And it's going to be for subscribers only, so if you got to be able to show that you have subscribed to This Is Sparta MSU on the YouTube, and you get in, there may be a cover charge. I'm not sure, but that goes all to the players that will be there.
If you bring a friend, they've got to subscribe too. You can't just subscribe and bring a play. They've got to be subscribed as well, because it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. So Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends, as Otis would like to say, tell your mama and them to do that.
Tell mama and them, tell everybody and them to come to the Field House. East Lansing. It's going to be fire. That's right, for sure. Bringing the bus to the field. Mama Dean said they're bringing the bus now. Hey.
Hopefully Trey and I can get on the bus. I know it's Otis's,
Hey, look, I rode the bus. We rode the bus to Chicago. That bus was, it was the best experience I ever had in my life. I'm going to tell you that. Being on one of those Dean buses, that was outstanding. I loved it. Thank you, Mama
bus.
No, he ain't seen this.
I know. You're talking about the more small.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
Because now we got it's so many.
I think the first time I signed Harriet's bus was spring game, freshman year. As a player, you've made it when you're asked to sign the bus.
Yep. And that's when Harriet says,
"Whoa,
hey,
I've never signed a damn
You want
bus.
a hot dog? You never signed the bus, Trey? Trey, you've never signed the bus?
I don't think so, man. I mean, I'm old. I'm older than you guys. We gotta make that happen.
We'll sign it.
Harriet,
sign
sign
it April 15th.
Bubba Webster signed the bus, and you didn't.
Bubba Webster.
Bubba Webster. He put two guys together.
We got a problem here. You don't know your Spartan history. That's crazy. Like, listen, look,
awesome.
You know, not that bus. Okay, not that bus. But yeah, stay tuned for announcements regarding the players that will be in attendance. It's going to be some marquee players there. You're going to love it. They're going to love it. It's going to be fun. So we don't have to worry about the weather. If the weather's bad, we're good. If it's good, we even better. So it doesn't matter, you know, and because we listen to you and the reaction that you gave us for when Corey was on the show, Corey Robinson from 247 Sports just a couple of days ago, Darian Harris will be on our show next week.
Ooh,
Darian Harris.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
Be a good one. April 4th at 8 p.m.
It'll be a great one.
Look at it. Look like new money, don't he?
Right.
And he's got stuff to talk about. A lot.
And we gonna talk.
Please DM us with any questions that you may have for Darian prior to the actual show. But I know how our loyal listeners here will be, putting those questions up as we are talking. So, and we'll try to pivot as best we can. Guys, I mean, I think this was a great show. I think everything that we talked about, I mean, we covered a lot of things. The best part of it, no doubt, is Jehu's jacket. We love the jacket. Everybody loves the jacket. Otis, for you, for Chew, and for me, this is Sparta. Have a good night. God bless.
Otis, do
Go
this.
Green.
Gotcha, finally.
You
This is Sparta MSU as a combined presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. The show is produced by Pete Menez with additional support from Tony Costella. Operations and social media support is provided by Alicia Strayhorn with support from Cecily Max Brown. On-location technical support is provided by Good Fruit Video. Be sure to follow our hosts Jason Strayhorn, Jehuu Caulcrick, and Otis Wiley on social media. To stay up to date with all the latest This is Sparta News. Please like and subscribe by visiting our link tree and tell a friend to do the same. Thank you for your support, and as always, go green.